Hi there world, I'm Ryan Bainey, and it is time for another movie review today. Did you miss me? Today I will be reviewing the indie romantic comedy slash dramedy called Begin Again. The film stars Mark Ruffalo, Keira Knightley, and it's directed by John Carney, and this little vague description describes it as follows. A chance encounter between a disgraced music business executive, played by Mark Ruffalo, and a young singer-songwriter new to Manhattan, played by Keira Knightley, turns into a promising collaboration between the two talents. Like I said, in a nutshell, basically Mark Ruffalo plays a music exec who sort of gets fired and also has sort of had his life go to shit this past year. His marriage went to shambles. He doesn't have a good relationship with his kids, so he's kind of down on his luck kind of guy. Keira Knightley just recently moved to New York with her, rock star, co-song collaborator boyfriend, played by Adam Levine. He ends up being unfaithful, sort of dumps her, and she's a down on her luck gal in New York who has a major talent for songwriting, and Mark Ruffalo and her, have a meet cute at some point in the movie, obviously, and that is how their two paths cross. She's a songwriter, he's a music exec, they sort of need each other, so that's the premise of the movie. Now, I thought that this movie was very well done. What really impressed me was the music, and especially Keira Knightley's singing. Who knew that she could sing, right? I mean, I honestly didn't see her in Edge of Love. Apparently she sang in that movie, but whatever, it doesn't count. She sang a shit ton in this movie, and it was really good. The songs were really, pretty amazing. The story was great, the characters were original and lovable, and the pacing kept up, and it was funny, and there was some drama, and so, the two leads, Keira Knightley and Mark Ruffalo, really, carried this ship very well, and so for the most part it was a good movie. And yet nothing is ever truly perfect. Without a doubt, the weakest link in the entire movie was Adam Levine. I mean, kudos for him to to even attempt to act, but his performance really wasn't great. I felt like the times where he had to be really dramatic was very forced, so I think he should just stick to, performing on stage, singing, and playing his guitar and all that jazz, and maybe keep the acting to other people. Other than that, the performances throughout the movie were, really great. Then they decide to throw a little bit of a fucking curveball at you. So throughout this movie, you really get the idea that they are setting it up to head towards something specific and targeted, especially involving the two leads. So with the way that they're playing out everything, you're really expecting some sort of particular outcome. I'm not going to give away spoilers about this movie, but you get the impression that it's leading somewhere. What I'm trying to say is that this movie would have been, great if they had just, built upon what they were building upon and saw it through to the end and actually reach that point that they're building you up for or setting you up for. But they didn't. Like, I was literally sitting there in my seat in the theater, and the credits start rolling, and I go, what the hell? They completely just did a 180 on you. It just really caught me off guard, and honestly, I just felt cheated a little bit. I went in and, I get invested in this film, and I'm expecting a certain type of development towards the final act, but then it just completely turns things around, and call it what you will, call it, not a cliche, positively unpredictable, and I'm trying to wrap my mind around the fact that maybe this is a good thing, and maybe this is a nice, unconventional way to handle the final act of the movie, but honestly, I just walked away feeling a little bit gypped, and it's really a shame, because I was really enjoying this movie up until that point. I guess I just don't see the director's vision, and maybe I will with more viewings. Maybe I will come to appreciate it for what it is. Seeing it for Mark Ruffalo's and Keira Knightley's performances alone is well worth it. The music is also really impeccable, and so there are many, many, many high points that, should outweigh the negative points. I think I'm just, it affected me, honestly, very strongly, if you didn't pick up on that by now. I'm totally over it already. No, I'm not. Anyways, the movie was pretty good, not great, but I'm glad I saw it, and I'm hoping to love it more and more with each viewing from here on out. So I will leave you by giving Begin Again 3.5 stars out of 5. And that concludes today's movie review. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching, and until next time, this was lovely. Bye for now, guys.